Hello, good evening everybody. Welcome to Monthly Card Club in November 2024. So if you're watching this on the replay or on YouTube, this is going to be a live recording of live crafting craft along. So the people that are joining me online have a kit that they've received in the post, which if you're in the UK, we would love you to join us in the future and get a kit in the post and craft along with us. But there will be lots of measurements and instructions as we go along. So if you've got your own stash, you can make projects from your own stash too. So let's just check that we are live in the right place to start with. Looks like it before we get going. If you're watching on the replay in Facebook as well, do stick a comment in the chat so that we can see who came. Always nice to see who's watched afterwards as well. There we go. Right, and if you're joining live, I can see a few people are joining now. Do say hi in the chat. That would be lovely so I know who's here. Hi Liz. I can see Sally's here. Hi Sally. I've got two people crafting with me today because Mum's come to stay the night because we're all going Christmas shopping tomorrow. So when I turn the camera around in a minute, you can wave hi to them as we put the camera around. Brilliant. And anybody else, as you join, do say hi in the chat. And let me know if you're crafting tonight as well. I'd love to know who's crafting along and who's not. Is it bitterly cold where everybody else is? Because it has been freezing here today. And unfortunately our central heating's been a bit on the blink as well, so we've had to have the boiler man out today, but fingers crossed he's fixed it now, I hope. I do hope so. For anybody who's been joining, Liz, I know you have, and others, been joining the 30-day Christmas card making challenge here in the Facebook group. There's some of my makes are up there on the shelf. You've still got a few days left. I'm not going to be drawing the raffle of entries until the weekend. So there's still plenty of time to add your entries to the different posts. If you just go to the actual Facebook page and then scroll down, you'll see all the 30 days of challenges, and you can add a photo of your make that suits that challenge in the comments at any point before the end of the weekend. So plenty of time still to join in. You don't have to join in every day. You can do one day, or you can do all 30 days, or anywhere in between. Hi Marion. I can see Claire's here as well. Hi Claire. So yes, if you want to join in the 30-day Christmas card making challenge, I will show you some potential prizes here. So I'm going to draw winners from a random hat on Sunday, and it doesn't matter how many times you've entered either. Everybody will get one raffle ticket for no matter how many times you've entered. So yeah, you will stand just as much chance of winning if you enter one card as if you enter every day for the 30 days. So the prize is going to be something from this selection, and the rest of this selection will then form the raffle prizes for the Christmas party that I'll talk about in a moment. So the suite that's going to comprise the prizes is the Regal Floral Suite. Also, I think there's a different name on here as well. No, just Regal Floral. So we've got these beautiful dark floral papers. So you could add sparkle to these and make them into beautiful Christmas papers, or they are perfect for winter birthdays and winter card making generally, really. So there's a pack of that patterned paper. There's a pack of these specialty papers that have got gold foil in through them, and there's 3 different colours in there. Then there is this lovely stamp set, which again is perfect for any kind of all year round crafting. Although it's in the Christmas catalogue and it's Christmas suite, it is all year round crafting because it's got watercolour flowers and leaves and sentiments and whatnot on it, and the dies that go with it as well. So the dies cut out the leaves and the flowers and other bits and pieces too. Then there is a pack of the lovely ribbon that also goes with that suite. So that is Blackberry Bliss and gold edging on the ribbon. And then for those of you who keep telling me how much you love it when I give away bling, look, a pack of little what are these called? Regal foiled adhesive backed gems. Aren't they lovely? They're gorgeous. So if you enter the 30-day Christmas card making challenge, you'll be entered into a prize to win some of that, and the rest of that will then be given away at the December Christmas party. So the Christmas party is going to be on the second Thursday in December, which I can't remember the date of.
It's the 12th.
We think it's the 12th. Mum's saying she thinks it's the 12th, which I'm sure she's right, which is good because that gives me a couple of days to actually get everyone's packs together. So the Christmas party is going to be online, so you can join live or you can watch the catch up. If you join live, you will be able to join in Sprout Bingo for prizes, of course. There will also be treats in your pack so that you can sustain yourself while you're crafting and while you're partying. There will be raffle tickets for just random raffle prizes. There will be mystery stamping so that you can make something using your own supplies. So we get lots of different variations on the same design, so that'll be cool. And there will also be something to make that I will supply you with bits and pieces to make as well. So last year I think we made a Christmas cracker, so we'll be making something different, possibly a little gift box type thing this year, or a gift packaging of some kind. So anyway, lots of fun and games, crafting, chat, general, all the usual stuff. The key thing is it's free. If you're in the UK and you want to join in, it's free. You just need to let me know that you want to join in. So if you've not told me yet that you want to sign up for the Christmas party, please send me an email to say, I want to be in the Christmas party, please sign me up. I have had lots of people who have already said they want to join in, so that's great. But if you don't tell me, then I won't get supplies out to you in time. So that's the key bit. Obviously, if you decide you want to watch on catch up, that's absolutely fine. The only thing you won't be able to join in will be the Sprout Bingo, because we will obviously need to do that live. But if you will still be entered into the raffle, you'll still be able to do the crafting and all the other bits and pieces. So that's great. So what else do I need to tell you? I need to tell you that from January, things are changing a little bit. Things for me and my workshops are changing for a little bit. Claire's sure she'd have more fun at our party than at next Christmas do. Brilliant. Well, sign up, Claire, and you can do it afterwards. And if it's so boring, you can kind of nip out and do it. So from 2025, having a little change about. This is partly in response to what people are telling me they want, which I want to, respond to, and I want to be able to give you what you want in terms of your crafting. It's also to help me to kind of manage the amount of workshops that I'm doing and the different types of workshop. And also numbers have been dropping a little bit with signing up for workshops as well. So I also need to make it manageable financially for me as well, because it's obviously a lot of energy to put into prepping for a workshop. To not have enough people sign up for it is difficult for me, particularly if I do have to hire a venue for things. So I am going to be changing, and you're going to be getting an email on the 1st of December about this as well. I'm going to be running, Coffee Club is going to be no more, I'm afraid, and Kempsford is going to be no more as well. Hi Dee, no problem, just join in when you can. But what we're going to be doing instead is I'm going to be running this workshop, Monthly Card Club, in the same format with 4 projects the same. You will get half a pack of patterned papers each time, and embellishments and die cut pieces and all that stuff. But what I'm going to be doing is I'm going to be running this twice in the same day. So I'm going to be running it in the morning, live, here in person at my house, and you will then be able to use the same stamps as me, the same dies as me, all those other bits and pieces, the ink colours, all that stuff. So if you prefer in-person crafting, come to my house and do it. If it's more convenient for you, or you can't come in person, it's better for you to do online, I will repeat the exact same workshop again in the evening online, exactly like this is now. Same time, same place, nothing changes. So it's kind of your choice around that. And then the other workshops that I'm going to be doing is once a month on a Saturday, like I've started doing now, but I'm just going to make them a bit more kind of structured, really, I suppose, in terms of the dates and things. Every other month, I'm going to be doing a Super Saturday where we will do some technique-based stuff, some product-based stuff. So we've already done the little bird box we did. We've done the Mediterranean Blooms suite, and we did lots of exploding cards and things with that. And we've done scrapbooking, our first introduction to scrapbooking workshop. So those kinds of technical technique type workshops. So that'll be every other month. And then on the other month, when we're not doing a Super Saturday, we're going to be doing a crafting crop instead. So some of you came to that a couple of weeks ago. It was Saturday afternoon, and basically it's an open house as far as I'm concerned, and you bring your own projects that you want to either get finished, or you want to start, or you want technical advice on, or you might want to use some bits that I've got for those projects. So I will have my cupboards open, and you will be able to use my stamps, my dies, my inks. All you need to bring with you is your consumables and your glue. If you haven't got anything on the go, but you like the idea of a get together over some cake and tea and a chat with other people and that crafting get together, then I will have lots of kits here available, and you can work on a kit instead if you want to. So there will always be one Saturday a month, and they will alternate between either it being a Super Saturday technique or a crop where you can bring your own stuff. Okay, so all of that information is coming in the post. And the final thing before we get down to some crafting is I just wanted to tell you about these two that have just arrived in the post this week. Ta-da-da. This is the new Spring Summer Mini Catalogue and Celebration brochure. That's the free stuff, if you remember. For every time you order, you get something free. So yeah, mini catalogue is out at the beginning of January. If you want catalogues, let me know so that I can make sure that I put some in the post to you. Okay, let's get crafting. Yahoo. Okay, I'm going to turn the camera around, and when I turn it around, there will be two faces grinning and waving at you on the other side. So here we go. Grin and wave, girls. Grin and wave. There you go. There you go. Okay, right. Let's turn some lights on here so we can actually see what we're going to be making. That's better. And let's get the paper in the right place so I can see what's what. Let's move my cup of tea out of the way a bit. There we go. Okay, so you will have in the post this lovely pack of paper. Oh, what's going on with the light there? Hold on a minute. Let me just put my light in the middle. Let's move it over a bit. I think I might have moved my stand and not realised that I hadn't moved the light. There we go. That's better. That's better. Okay. Yeah, so you've got one of these lovely packs of paper, patterned papers, which is called the Little Bit Festive patterned papers. And you have a complete pack of these papers. And then in the back, you've also got some cardstock. So if you open up your pack and take out your cardstock, you've got some coloured sheets and you've got a white sheet as well. Okay, so that's what, and you will have a raffle ticket as well. I haven't got a raffle ticket, but you will have a raffle ticket. So we are going to be cutting our cards from scratch. Now, these Little Bit Festive papers, I'm going to try and gently and carefully take out the top ones first. So that you can, without losing everything else that's in there. So let me just, there we go. So you've got a few sheets of traditional, ordinary kind of 12 by 12, double-sided, festive design papers. I think you've got 3 of those actually, because there's another one in here. Then, yeah, there's a green one, that's right. Then you've got a sheet, there you are, there's the green one. So you've got one with like green triangles and kind of red on the back as well. Then you've got a sheet of frames and with a strip down the middle, which can make standalone kind of cards or borders there are for cards, or there's you can cut them up into tags or whatever you want to do, but they just pop out of the of their housing, if you like, because they're literally just already die cut for you. And then you've got a couple of sheets of all these already stamped, coloured and die cut pieces that you can just pop out and make all kinds of cool things with, everything from cards to tags. So the plan is that we are going to make, I'm going to show you 4 cards, and we're going to make 3 of those 4 cards tonight using this kit. But as you can already probably tell, you're going to have gallons of stuff left over. So you can then make yet more cards or tags or 3D items or whatever you want, because you're going to have so much left over. It'll keep you going till next Christmas, I expect. So let's get started. Let me show you the cards that we're going to make first. So this first one is a card that is just showing you an idea. We are not going to make this because it's way too simple. And you do not have the coloured cardstock for the base for this one. I am leaving it so that you can go into your own stash and find the card to go with it. So the reds in this pack are either real red or cherry cobbler. You've got the choice of both. Either of those will go with this card. So this is one of the pre-die cut frames that you can just pop out. So I haven't added anything, I haven't stuck anything on here other than that image, and then I've added a little tag at the top here and some bling and stamped the sentiment. So not much at all. But that one we're not going to make. You can make that in your own time. That's fine. So we'll move that one out of the way to start with. And then we've got 3 fancy folds that we are going to make. So we've got this one that stands up like this. Hopefully that you can see that. It's kind of like a high stepper card. So it's got kind of an additional piece added on. So that's that one. And then we've got this brilliant one that is a card, standard card on the front, but then when you open it up, it's actually got a slot for a gift card inside so that you can write your sentiment inside, but you can also add in a little gift card because you've got a little pocket in there for your gift card. And then the third one has a belly band on it. So you've got a belly band with the design on, and then use lots of nice patterned paper in the middle there. Okay, so really easy. So we're going to start with this high stepper card. And you're going to need for this card your Night of Navy cardstock. And I'll kind of give you the measurements as we go along and the scores and things. And I'll do it twice because we've realised that we've only got one scoring and cutting board between us. So we're a bit hopeless today. So I'll need to repeat the measurements. So we're going to start off by just cutting the card in half lengthways. So with the short side at the top, the easiest measurement to cut, I'll try and give you some inches and centimetres with this one because most of this card is in inches actually. So it's cutting at 4 1/8 of an inch, or the better measurement is 10.5 centimetres. So that's what we're starting with. And then you're going to turn that piece around and you're going to score it on the inch measurement. So you're going to score at 1.5. I can get that into the scoreboard properly. So you're scoring it at 1.5 inches, at 3 inches, and at 7 3/8 of an inch. And I know that's a really odd amount. And you could, if you prefer, just fold this in half at this point down to that second score line. So if you prefer to just fold it in half, you can. But if not, it's 7 3/8 of an inch. Okay. So if I pass the scoreboard around to my other crafters here for a minute, and then I can go over those measurements again. So this is, let's just be clear, this is a piece of A4 that you have cut in half lengthways at 10.5 centimetres, or 4 and, what did I say? 4 and a quarter, 4 and an eighth, thank you, 4 and 1/8 of an inch. And then once you've cut it in half, save this piece, because you're going to need this piece to add your high stepper piece on. Turn it round, so you've got the long side at the top, and you're scoring it 1.5 inches, 3 inches, and 7 3/8 of an inch. Okay? And then you're going to do the folding. So I'll do the folding, and then I'll show you the fold on the side. So you're going to make the main base of the card by folding the big piece in half. And then you're going to make the little step at the front here by zigzagging it. So once you've got it folded, that's what it looks like on its side. Okay. And if you look at the actual card itself, there you go. That's how you get that stepper kind of effect to it. So you're folding the main piece of the card, just folds in half like a normal card, and then you've got that little kind of zigzag at the bottom there. So I'll just pause there while everybody kind of finishes doing their scoring and things. And then you're going to need some patterned paper. You're going to need this one with the like herringbone and the check on the back. We're going to use the check side actually. But we'll just let everybody catch up with that a minute. And we'll do this base piece first, and then we can put that base piece to one side, and then we'll add on the stepper piece afterwards, okay? And then we'll assemble it all together. So we're kind of literally doing it step by step by step. So while we're doing that, let's measure our bit of check is going to be 3 7/8 of an inch by 1 1/4 inches. Okay, so is everybody okay with the fold? Give me some thumbs up online if you're okay with the fold that we've got this zigzag so far. So I don't want to go on to the other bits. The actual high stepper bit is really simple. It's a lot less complicated.
There's one in the set that I've done that wrong somewhere.
It's very quiet online. No thumbs up. Is nobody crafting tonight? Oh no, Dee's crafting. I knew she'd be on it. Dee is on it, and so is Sally. Awesome. Double thumbs up. Wow, I'd love to know how you get your little emoji things, Sally. That is so cool. Brilliant. Okay. So what you now need is a piece of patterned paper for this little front piece here. Okay, so your piece of patterned paper is going to measure, it's going to measure 3 7/8 of an inch by 1 1/4 inches. So 3 7/8 by 1 1/4 for that little bit of patterned paper.
Is it meant to be really thin?
Okay. And then you can stick that on this very front piece, and then you can put that to one side. Oh, and Claire's on it too, so that's cool.
Sorry,
3 7/8 by 1 1/4. Thank you. So let me chop that little bit off, and then I can pass the scoreboard back. 3 7/8 by 1 1/4. So now let's do that. Do the 1 1/4 bit first, I think, and then we can get rid of that big piece.
That's the same, that's an hour after going down it several times.
3 7/8. Don't get rid of any of these pieces, these little strips at all, because These little strips are perfect for adding onto the base of envelopes, on the inside of cards, anything. And don't forget that they're double-sided, so you can always find something you can use it for. And so that little strip is going to sit on the front there of that bottom card piece. So let's just, and actually it wouldn't matter, you could use the herringbone side if you prefer that side. It's completely up to you. But just glue that piece on. And then that is the front, the main base of your card done. So once you've got the piece that looks like that with your patterned paper piece right on the very end there, then you can put that to one side.
Oh, right. Okay, thanks. Yeah.
3 7/8.
Okay. That bit can be put to one side then, let that dry. So then the next bit that we're going to do is this high stepper piece here. So the white, the piece of card with the white border on it, or the white base on it, sorry. So the actual base of that card comes from that other piece of Night of Navy that you cut off. That's where we're going to cut it from. Okay, and I'll try and make it as economical as possible for you. So put this base for the moment to one side. And you want to cut this piece of card at 8 inches by 3 inches. So the best way to do that is to measure down and cut off the 8 inches first and then cut it at 3 inches, so that you've then got a decent sized piece left over that you can then make another card or a tag or whatever with.
So you're cutting it 8 by 3.
Yeah, so you're cutting the piece of card at 8 inches by 3 inches. Do you want another bit?
I just need to do it wrong. I don't know how I did it wrong.
Mum's having a moment, it's okay.
Yeah. She certainly is.
Fortunately, there's loads of spare card here, so it's all fine. So you can probably cut your 8 by 3 out of that bit. Okay. Right, so let's go for...
I'll cut and then
fine. 8 by 3, so let's go 8 inches to there. So that gives you quite a decent sized piece of card left, you see. And then cut that down to 3 inches wide. And then you've got another piece there that you can use for something as well. And then you're going to also score this piece of card. And you're going to score it at 5 3/4 inches. So... oops, I'm trying not to get your cutting blade out of the way. Don't be like me. So you're going to score it at 5 3/4 inches. Okay?
Thank you. Right.
So these two remaining pieces are spare. You can use them for anything you like, so we can get those out of the way. But the piece that you should have is 8 inches by 3 inches, and you've scored it on the long side at 5 3/4 inches, and then you can just fold that score line over and crease it. Okay, and then that, as you can see, is going to form your stepper. So score at 5 3/4 inches, and then you'll need to cut a white piece to go inside as a matte layer for this as well. So you're going to need to get your piece of white cardstock. Now you're going to need to use this piece of white card for more than just the first card. So what I suggest you do is you cut your matte layer from the end across the short end. So you leave the majority of the card left for the other cards that you're going to use it for. Okay. So you're going to be cutting that at 7 3/4 inches by 2 3/4 inches. And that will give you your matte layer. So 7 3/4 inches by 2 3/4 inches.
7, 1, 2, 3.
What are you cutting, Mum, before I...
6, 7, 8. So
Okay.
7 and 3/8.
Oh, right, okay.
I know where I went wrong now. It's 16ths and
Oh, okay. She's worked it out. It's all fine.
1, 2, 3.
It's all fine. Thank you very much. Can I borrow that a minute?
Fine.
Okay, so we're cutting that white layer at 2 3/4 inches on the long side so that you make maximum use of the card. So that gives you plenty of white card left to make the other cards with, and 7 3/4 of an inch.
Got it.
So 2 3/4 by 7 3/4. Actually, no, it's not 7 3/4. What am I saying? It's not. It's 5 1/2. Sorry. So you just need to cut it down a bit. So it's 2 3/4 by 5 1/2. I'm sorry, I forgot that the fold was there, by 5 1/2. So if you've cut it at 7 3/4, you just need to cut it down a bit to 5 1/2. The idea, you'll be able to work out whether it's right or not because it needs to fit on that layer like that with the fold. So it's 5 1/2 by 2 3/4.
And are we cutting the 5 1/2 first or the 2 3/4?
No, if you put the long side at the top, long edge at the top, yeah, cut the 2 3/4 first so you maximise the use of your white card. So that's what it's going to look like when you've got it the right size. And let's glue that one on as well. And yes, we're going to do something which we never really ever do, which is to glue the matte layer down before we've stamped on it, because we need to work out where our wreath is going to go before we do the stamping. And we can't work out where the wreath is going to go until we've got the matte layer on. So there we go. There we go. So your high stepper piece should look like this, with a white matte layer with a blue border, and you've got a fold at the top, which we've not done anything with just yet. Okay, so that's going to form that piece like that. So if I bring in the original, my piece that I've just made, it's going to sit like that. Yeah. So it's going to sit like that on the card. Okay. This is the fun bit. This is where you can go to all of your die cut pieces that are in the pack and have a rummage around and find what you want to go on the front of this stepper card. So I've used this bluey kind of wreath, and I'm going to use the same on this one if I can get it out of the pack without sending all the other pieces flying. Only because I've made so many cards out of these packs of paper that I've got, the pieces have flown all around the house, let me tell you. There's bits everywhere from this pack, which is lovely because it is gorgeous. There we go. Now, I said you're going to need to know where this wreath is going to go before you do your stamping. So put your high stepper piece out flat and place your wreath over the top roughly where you want it to go. And then you're going to stamp through the middle of the wreath, your greeting, your sentiment, okay? So we're using Night of the Navy. and the sentiment suite that we're using is the Greetings of the Season Christmas stamps. So, and I'm going to use the Season's Greetings. So I'm just going to stamp that one. 7.8. Let's just, yeah, make sure it's going to be okay first. Oh, I managed to get blue ink on the thumb. That's a good start, isn't it? Actually, I'm going to get my mat out as well, my stamping mat. So stamping on top of a foam mat will really help with photopolymer stamps. So I'm just going to line it up so that I've got a really good solid even surface underneath. And hope that that's roughly central. Yeah, that's not too bad actually. Pretty good. And then you can kind of put your wreath to one side for the time being, because the important bit is you need to attach your stepper next. So you can bring back in your original card base, and you've got your stepper here, and you're going to start by sticking the base of your stepper piece to the centre base on top of that patterned paper that you've already put on. So I'm going to put actually a couple of lines of tape on the bottom because that will make it stick really firm, and that's exactly what I want. So I'm just using some tear and tape across the bottom here so that it sticks firmly where I want it to.
Is it only one?
Yeah. Get those couple of bits out of the way, and as long as your adhesive isn't too far up the card, you can put it down straight on top of the card. So you're only sticking it to that little tiny little front fold to start with. Excuse me. Can I repeat the measurements? Absolutely. So the main card base is cut in, it's a half a sheet of A4. So I always cut my sheets at 10.5 centimetres, but the rest of this card is in inches. So cut it lengthways at 10.5 centimetres. And then you're going to score at 1.5 inches, 3 inches, and 7 3/8 of an inch. So you're scoring at 1 inch, 3 inches, and 7 3/8 of an inch. And then your stepper, high stepper piece measures 8 inches by 3 inches, and you're scoring that at 5 3/4 of an inch. And then so far we've got 2 extra pieces to put on. So we've got the piece of patterned paper, the kind of ginghamy check look, which is, what did I say? Let me just measure it again to make sure I give you the right measurements. It's 3 7/8 of an inch by 1 1/4 inches. So that's that little piece of patterned gingham on the front there. And then your white card layer is 5.5 inches by 2 3/4 inches. Hope that makes sense. I think what I'll try and do in the new year as well is I'll try, if I've got a bit more time, I will try and do the measurements for you and put those into the instruction email that I send you with the photographs and things. So then you will have measurements that are there in front of you, or that you can kind of use, you know, to go back over in the future. So once you've got that front piece attached, you then need to attach the back piece, okay? And the way to do this is with the card completely flat, because you need it to go in an envelope as well. And then you can work out where your tape goes on the back, okay? So again, I'm going to put just a couple of lines of tape across the back of that high step. So I'm just using tear and tape. And there's no fold on this bit, you just put it down flat. So just peeling it off. So I've got my card completely folded up flat, like it's going to go in the envelope, and then just press that stepper piece back down over it so that it then forms that high step for you. Okay. And then when you stand it up, your card will, well, if it's been bone folded properly, it'll stand up for you. There we go. And then all you've got left to do is attach that wreath to the front, which I've used 3D pads in a couple of places on the wreath. Make sure you put your 3D pads where the wreath is actually going to touch the white card, obviously. You don't want your 3D pads kind of over the edge here, because then they'll stick to the back of the card and that won't look good. And then I've just added a couple of bits of bling to the back there. So I am just going to use mini dimensionals actually, because then there's less likelihood of them overlapping in the wrong place, and I'm going to use them quite close to the centre of the wreath, so quite close to the hole, and then I know that they're not going to kind of overlap the edge. So just take the backing off of those. And stick that kind of as centrally as you can over your greeting. Let's see what bling we've got that we can add to this. Let's add some gold bling instead of the blue that I've got on the original one. I have some big bling on this one. Noticeable bling, that's what we want. It's Christmas, more is more, remember? Load it up. Yep. There we go. Which one do you prefer, with the gold bling or with the blue bling? You're welcome, Marion, no problem. See if I can show you them better. Is that a better visual of them there? Okay, so how is everybody getting on with that now? Is everybody still with me? Are you doing okay? And if you are, let's have a raffle ticket, shall we? Oh, let's just have a look. Right now I've got Bernie down here. Bernie, I don't know if you've joined and are watching, but your raffle ticket number is 693. Hi, Steve. Liz is all good. Awesome. That's really good. That's brilliant. So my instructions weren't quite as bad as I thought they were then. That's good. Okay, let's put that card to one side. Raffle tickets here. Let's show you the prizes first. So we've got, as I say, lots of people have said they love embellishments. So I've got the remainder of the pack of the golden leaves that we used. and also a pack of little, what, I don't even know what these are called, solid gems. So we've got solid gems in lemon lolly and balmy blue, and I don't know what colour that is. I would guess that is, does it tell me? No, it doesn't tell me. It's come cinnamon cider kind of colour. So we've got a double pack there. We've got a reel of tape and a clear block as a set. And we have got the famous mystery box. That sounds good. I have to tell you, this mystery box is really heavy this time. Really heavy. So there you go. That's the 3 prizes. So we've got some embellishments, some tape and a block, some basics, and the mystery box. So first raffle ticket out is number 691. So if you're 691, let me know, and also let me know what you would like while I try to find a pen to write your name on it. There we go. So if you're 691, let me know, and let me know what prize you would like as well.
I take it, just stick that on with that.
Yeah, make sure it's yeah when you.
Anybody want to claim 691? It's me, says Dee. Right, Dee, what prize would you like? Embellishments, tape and block, or mystery box? What would you like? Let's write your name on here first while you're deciding. Leaves and gems. Leaves and gems. D is yours. There we go. I put that to one side for you. Fabulous. Okie dokie. Right then. So, how is everybody doing? Is everybody nearly there with card number 1? Let me have a quick slurp of my tea while you're letting me know how you're getting on.
I am nearly, so if I am, everybody else will.
Mum says even she is nearly. If you could have heard all the kerfuffle in the background, I'm sure you probably can hear all the kerfuffle in the background. There's been a lot of and ahhing about measurements and folding and such like. But it's fine, we're getting there. We are getting there.
Certainly are.
It's all good. Everybody okay? Give me some thumbs up if you're ready to move on. And we will do this one next, I think. Brilliant, let's put that one to one side. So the one that we're going to do next is the gift card holder. Thank you, whoever's thumbs upping, thank you very much. The gift card holder is much simpler than you would think. One thing you are going to need though, that I don't think I put in any instructions, is you are going to need a little punch, either a little circle punch, or it doesn't have to be circular actually, but a punch to be able to just punch out just a little space at the front here so that you can easily get your gift card in and out of, let's use a bit of white card look. So your gift card has got to be able to slide in and out and be easily accessible. So if you want to make it look really neat, then have a little, you need a little punch to go on the front there. Yeah. Okay. We don't have a punch out, so we're really organised. I will get it though. There's the punch. So I'm using just a large circle punch, which I'm just going to use like the edge of. But you can use any shape, to be honest, that cuts out a whole shape. But yeah, so we'll use that. Right, so first things first, you need your piece of real red cardstock. And you are going to cut your real red cardstock in half. There's not loads of like scoring and everything with this card. So it's literally just cut it in half lengthways. And it is important that you cut it lengthways so that you make a tent fold card. Because if you put it on the side like that, then and you had a kind of standard size card, then you won't be able to attach the pocket at the bottom because the fold will be in the way. So I'm just cutting this straight down at 10.5 inches, and then I'm going to score it in the middle, which for me is always 14.9 centimetres. What did I say, 10.5 inches? I meant 10.5 centimetres. You must all know me well enough by now to know that was what I meant, I'm sure. So 10.5 centimetres. So you've cut your piece of A4 in half lengthways, and then score it at 14.9 centimetres. And then you're going to cut from this second piece, so the remaining piece of real red, you're going to cut. You're going to need the width again, but you're going to, what did I measure it at? I did measure it earlier on. I'm going to have to measure it again. So I've written the measurement down somewhere, now I can't remember what it was. It is at 6 centimetres. So you want to cut off a piece with the long side at the top at 6 centimetres. Is that right? Feels wrong somehow. Oh no, it is. No, it is right. Yeah, no, it is right. Yeah, 6 centimetres. Get rid of the larger piece. Just move that out of the way. And while you've already got it in the trimmer with the short side at the top, move it across to 1 centimetre, and you're going to score it at 1 centimetre. Okay, so you've got a piece that measures, you haven't cut anything off of the width of it, but the length is 6 centimetres and it's scored at 1 centimetre. Okay, so let's give that one over to Evelyn in a minute. So you then have your tent fold card, so you can unfold that to a nice sharp crease and it will stand up like a tent. And your small pocket, you can fold that over.
Are you cutting like that? Oh, yeah.
So you've got that small piece that looks like that. Okay. So let's give you those measurements again. So it's half a piece of A4 cut lengthways, which is 10.5 centimetres, scored on the long side at 14.9 centimetres. That gives you your tent fold card. And then your pocket is the same width, so cut it out of that remaining piece. So don't cut the width down at all, but it measures 6 centimetres and you're scoring at 1 centimetre along the edge and folding and creasing all of those pieces. Okay. And then you're also going to need a couple of bits of white card for both the front top and also to write on inside as well. So those are just standard matte layers. And you're going to need a piece of patterned paper as well, obviously. So I'll show you a little trick for cutting the white card out as well in a moment, so that you can again maximise the amount of white card that you've got left over for making a tag or an insert or whatever it is you need. But get those couple of pieces cut first to get you started. Let's just have a quick slurp of my tea while everybody catches up. Okay. Okay, so put those base bits to one side, and you're going to be cutting this at 9.9 centimetres, because that's a standard first layer. Save this piece because you're going to need this piece later for something else. And you can cut it where you normally would. So for me, that would be 14.3. Again, save this piece. You can use that for a tag or whatever. And then this next bit is really going to be dependent on the kind of size of white piece that you want to write on inside your card. So if you open up your card and tuck your pocket so that that little flap goes behind, because we're just lining it up at this point so that you can see roughly what size you want. And then your white piece, you want a nice border still around the outside, but you also want your pocket to be able to go over the top like that. So I am going to cut my white piece around about there. So that I get again a bit of a border behind. So I'm just gonna chop that off. And then this second white piece, again, you can save that for a tag or something like that. And then the white piece on the outside, you can probably actually get away with using that original bit that you cut off. You kind of want it about half the size of the card front so that you get half of the card is patterned paper and half of the card is white card. Okay, so, but the width to give you that border is 9.9 centimetres across of the white piece, that white layer. So you've then got your white layer for the top on the outside, your white layer for the inside, let's get it around the right way, your pocket piece, and then you've just got your two bits of patterned paper to cut. So let's go with, let's find the patterned paper. So the patterned paper is this lovely kind of tree motif. And I've used both sides of it. So it's got the stripy on the back. So if you cut it down, making sure that your baubles are hanging the right way, by the way, before you start cutting, make sure your baubles are facing down. So all the baubles have got like a little hanger on the top of them. So make sure they're at the top of the paper. And you're cutting a strip, again, 9.9 centimetres. Keep that, don't want to lose that. And then you want to cut enough to basically cover the rest of the card front. So I will cut, let's cut about 14 centimetres and then we'll chop that up into the pieces that we need. Excuse me. So you need a piece from the tree paper to cover the bottom half of your card, and then from the opposite side you need a stripy piece to cover your pocket. Okay, so depending on how much white you've cut off, will kind of gauge how much you need to cut off. But honestly, it doesn't need to be too precise, because you can overlap the white and your patterned layer like that. So for me, I'm going to maximise that bit of white and tuck the patterned paper underneath. And then I'm just going to work out how much I want for my pocket layer. So just going to cut a little piece off the bottom. Don't need to waste hardly any of this. Just a little smidge off the bottom there, so that it gives a bit of a border. Okay. There we go. So let's recap what you're going to need. So you've got lots of bits here. So let's go with the card front to start with. So you've got your half a sheet of A4 scored at 14.9 centimetres, folded and creased. And to that you are going to add at the bottom a piece of the lovely tree paper, and at the top, the right way round, you're going to add a white layer. over the top. So we're going to stick those two down first, and then we'll come back to the other pieces after. And remember the stamping through the wreath that we did on that first card. You're going to do exactly the same again on this card. Stamp through the hole in the wreath. So that's what you want your card front to look like first. And then you can find your wreath to go over the front. Or if you don't like the wreath, the poinsettias would go really well on this card, or the sleigh, or the little truck. Loads of choices really as to what you put. It's completely up to you. I am going to try and find, I've got a horrible feeling I'm going to have to pull all the pieces out to find what I'm looking for. But never mind, we'll get all these bits out. There'll be bits everywhere, as there always are. Right, let's have a look and see if I can find the wreath without completely destroying everything. Where is it? Where is it? There it is, the holly wreath in the bottom there. Or the little lights, the tree lights wreath, that would go really well in this card as well, actually. In fact, I might even change and do the tree lights. So I've got two variations for you. Let's get that out of the way a minute. Or this wreath with the bow on the top, that would go really nice as well. Let's try this one. The wreath with the lights, I think.
Just a bit different.
Yep, you could put a Christmas tree on the front, whatever you fancied. All these little pieces are they're just about to fall out and go everywhere now. So gently put them over there. You don't completely lose everything. But the most important bit, like I said, is making sure that you line up your wreath before you stick it down to your card and do your stamping. So make sure that you've done any stamping that you need to in the middle first. So I am going to stamp. Oh, bless you. That's the stamp set. There it is. Let's have a look. What should we have this time? Let's have, how about did I have Season's Greetings? No, Season's Greetings. Let's have that this time. Season's Greetings in the middle there. Let's just grab a block. There we go. Okay, so I'm going to stick my wreath on last of all after I've added the pocket on the inside. So I'm going to just put my wreath to one side for now. In fact, I'm going to put the card to one side as well, because what I want to do next is assemble the pocket. So the pocket just needs the piece of patterned paper stuck over the front, first of all. Like so. And then once you've stuck that in place, Just leave that a second to dry before you try and punch the paper out, punch the shape out, and stick that second white layer on the inside of your card. And again, you're just allowing that little border around the edge. So, and this is where you're going to be writing any message or greeting or whatever you want to write inside. So you just want it to be big enough that you've got enough room to write on. So then you can just leave that bit to dry and go back to the pocket. And then I am just taking off and putting the pocket in patterned paper first. And just taking off a little semicircle at the top to allow for a kind of finger hold where I can pull the card out. Okay. And then the pocket will go over the back like that. So that little flap there sits behind so that it's out of view around the back of the card. So you're going to need to put some tape or glue along the flap and a very narrow little strip of tape or glue, preferably glue I think, down the edges there as well to hold the edges of the pocket in place. So I think what I'll do is I'll put some tape across the back there first and then add the glue on afterwards so that I'm only worrying about sticking one bit at a time so it doesn't all kind of get a bit of a gluey out of hand mess. So peel that bit off. So I'm just going behind that card, making sure I can still fold it, of course. It'd be easier to do this sideways, I think. There we go, so just taking it right up to the crease there. And then I'm just going to put a little fine line of glue along the edges, so it doesn't obstruct the actual pocket mechanism itself. And just fold those over. And you might need to hold these bits for a while, or you might need to put, you know, pegs on it or whatever you use to kind of hold things in place. I've started using paper clips when I need to hold something down. Instead of putting a pile of books on top, which is what I used to do, I've started putting paper clips on the edge so that I can still kind of move the card around. But then once it's completely stuck down firm, you'll find you've got your little pocket there to be able to put your gift card in or your money in or whatever you're going to give. Okay, and then the final touch is just putting on your wreath on the front. So again, I've put my wreath on using 3D pads. So again, you just need to be careful that your 3D pads are not, if your wreath flops over the edges of your card, just make sure that your 3D pads are in a sensible place so they're not gonna be exposed over the edge of the card. You don't want it to obscure the folding or stick to anything, stick to the table or anything like that. And then you can add some bling if you want to, or anything else that you've got, that bit of sparkle, whatever you want to add to it. In fact, let's try, should we, because I've got lights, I'm going to add, just going to add a bit of wink of Stella to the green lights.
Inside, just
Just see if that shows up. I don't know if you'll be able to see this or not, but
you've got to fold that in. I know. Just stick those two. Yeah.
There we go. Can you see the ink of Stella? It's a little bit of a... It's not quite as strong as I'd hoped it. Oh, there we go. It's coming out a bit more now. Whoop. Make a big blob instead now. That's typical, isn't it? Make it nice and sparkly. It's Christmas, remember? More is more. That's better. Bit of a stronger sparkle on there. So hopefully you can see that on those lights, making them glittery. Just about kind of picks it up on the camera there. So there we go. So that's our second card. So everybody okay with measurements and how to fold it and the pocket bit and all those kind of little details? Because if you're not, then shout now before I get the raffle prizes back out and we do another raffle ticket. No? Thumbs up, good. That's good then. It's all working. Incidentally, that little fold with the pocket in it was one of the cards that we made at the event that I went to, the Stampin' Up event I went to last week. I had a more complicated design for this card. So I'd already designed the card, but I had a more complicated fold for it. And this was a much easier way to create the pocket in the card. So I decided to scrap what I had originally planned and use this pocket fold instead because it was much simpler. I'll just see if I can show you the cards that we actually made. Here it is. So the card that we actually made on the day at that Stampin' Up event in Reading was this beautiful card, using that lovely little snowflake design, really lovely, and this beautiful gold thread, which I have bought some of this ready for us to use in January. And then there's the little pocket inside. So yeah, really cool. It was designed, if you want to go and look this lady up, she's called Carrie Buckham, and her Facebook and YouTube and everything is called Two Big Girls Crafting, because she crafts with her friend. So there you go. Right, okay, let's have another raffle prize. Let's precariously move these bits out of the way. So we've got mystery box or basics in the tape and block department. And the next raffle ticket is 687. So if you've got 687, thanks Liz, it is lovely, isn't it? If you've got 687, shout now and tell me what you would like as your prize. I'll find the tape, there we go. Sally, me, woohoo! What would you like, Sally? Tape and block or mystery box? Decisions. Mystery box. Yoo-hoo! The mystery box is yours, Sally. Like I say, it's really weighty, this box this time. There's lots in there. So fabulous, well done, that's wonderful. Wonderful. Okay, so I just need to have a little clear the decks a moment here. So let's move these two out of the way. I'm going to need all that Wink of Stella to dry as well because it's rather gluey. And let me see if I can find under the mountain of paper. When we're finished tonight, I'm going to take a photograph of the Craftermath because the entire table is covered. And you know, in my house, I've got quite a large crafting table now, quite a big space that actually does seat 8. So considering there's only 3 of us here crafting, we're making a lovely big mess here we are. So this is the final card that we're going to be doing. Let me just put it back together a minute. There we go. So there we go. I've put it back together again. I noticed I've got a berry missing. And do you know what? It's funny. I found that berry earlier on this evening stuck to another card. So does other people do that where you like make a pile of cards and then you eventually you kind of take them apart to send them and realise you've got a berry stuck to something that you shouldn't have or what have you? Because it happens to me all the time, I've got to tell you. Okay, so this one is card with the belly band. And then folds out from the centre. Different. It's not designed to join in the middle. It's not meant to join in the middle. Okay? So, just so that you know. So, we're going to be doing half a sheet of A4 again, only this time I bring in my sheet of garden green. The half a sheet of A4, actually it's more, it's not a half a sheet of A4, what am I talking about? It's a completely different measurement. We're going to be taking it out of the whole sheet of A4, okay? So I will give you the measurements, but just wanted to show you that that's how you're going to need to cut it out of the whole sheet, okay? So let's go with the measurements and I will write them down on my sheet of grid paper as well. So the actual piece of paper, the actual piece of card measures, excuse me, 28.5 centimetres by 14.9 centimetres. So it folds up to being a standard size card, which is what's important because that means it goes into a C6 envelope, which is important for posting, obviously. And then with the long side at the top, you're going to be scoring, excuse me, I've got a tickle now, scoring at 4.5 centimetres, 9 centimetres, and then probably the best thing to do is to turn it round and score again the same way round. So turn it and then do again 4.5 and 9. Oh, excuse me.
So 4.5 and 9
inches. Oh, good point, Sally. Let me measure in inches and I'll tell you. In inches, it is 11 1/8 of an inch. 11 1/8 of an inch by 5 3/4. Oh, thank you. Mum's just got me a glass of water. 5 3/4 of an inch. So that's your overall card size. And then you are scoring at 1 3/4 and 3.5. So scoring at 1 3/4 and 3.5. Right. Let's have a slurp of water a minute. That's better. Right, okay. So, if you're in centimetres, you're going to be cutting it out of the piece of paper, the piece of card, this way around, okay? So you're going to cut down at 14.9 and you're going to cut off the edge at 28.5, scoring at 4.5 and 9 and then turning it all the way round and scoring at 4.5 and 9. If you're doing it in inches, it's 11 1/8 of an inch by 5 3/4 of an inch, and you're scoring at 1 3/4 and 3.5. And you'll need that remaining strip to make your belly band. So do not discard your strip because you will need that in a moment. Okay? Can I borrow the cutting? I promise I'll be quick.
That's all right.
So let's start by cutting it down to 14.9. Keep that, that's your belly band, remember? And then we are cutting it at 28.5. Can't fit it on, that's the trouble. 28.5.
Did you cut a bit out of this?
And then you can get rid of that little bit.
So like that.
And then you're scoring at 4.5 centimetres and 9. Turn it all the way around and score it again at 4.5 and 9. Okay. So then let's keep this belly band piece out of the way, but not in the glue, in the wet glue patch that I've got there. Let's do the folding next. So you first of all want to fold these middle pieces in like that, and you're going to bone folder them, so sharp crease them, and then fold these secondary pieces, the outside edge, back again. And I'll do the same again in a moment. I'll show you, I'll stand it up so you can see what the fold looks like when it's, so it will look like that when you've done it. I've got a feeling they call this something like a theatre fold actually, because it looks like a theatre kind of curtain opening, something like that. Okay. And then you are going to need several pieces of patterned paper. So decide what you want. Do you want to use some more of that lovely tree, or do you want to use the third piece of patterned paper that we've got, which is the triangles and the red, as I've done on the background. And you're going to need to cut 4 strips that are all the same. So let me give you the measurement for the strips. So the strips are going to measure 4 centimetres by 14.3. So 4 strips at 4 centimetres by 14.3 centimetres. And in inches, that is 1.5 by 5 and 5/8. So that's awful, isn't it? Doing decimal and all at the same place. That's terrible, isn't it? And then you're also going to need the white inside layer, and your white inside layer in the middle is going to be, in inches, 3 3/4 inch by 5 and 5/8. Or my standard inside layer is 9.9 centimetres by 14.3 centimetres. So one or the other. So 4 patterned pieces and then 1 white layer. Okay. And your white layer should easily come out of that last piece that you've got left over. There should be plenty of white card to get that out. I think that the 30-day challenge has taken its toll on my trimmer, and I possibly might need a new blade in my trimmer. I think it's starting to look a bit fluffy. So, and we'll just hang on for Evelyn to finish with the trimmer. No, it's fine. And there you are. Can you hear our tap? It's got air in the system or something. It's an awful noise.
4, I think.
Yeah, 4 strips. Okay, so 4 centimeters these strips. So let's do that. If you cut it all the way down, then you can chop them into the right size afterwards. It's probably going to need a couple, so we'll just cut them down. Four by 14.3. And then your white layer, 9.9 by 14.3. Excuse me. Where are we? 14.3, yeah, by 9.9. Let's make sure inside layer. Look. Evelyn, do you want that? Okay, so there you should have two strips of each from each side and your white piece from in the middle, like that. So all I'm going to do now is just stick that onto my card front. So no stamping or anything needed, you can just stick it straight on top like that. I'm just going to glue mine down. And just make sure that you put this pattern obviously the same way round. So if your outside one is trees and your inside is red, then make sure you stick to the same on both sides. I know that sounds really obvious, but once you kind of get into the rhythm of sticking them down, then it's really easy to stick the wrong one in the wrong place.
What's the size of the white card again, sorry?
The white card is 9.9 by 14.3. So I'm going for green on the outside and red in the inside. Oop. Sticky, sticky. There we go. And then the only thing you've got left to do is your belly band. So if you've not done belly bands before, they're really easy to do. The join of the belly band is behind this bit of patterned, the die cut, so behind the patterned paper, okay? And it's literally, as you can see, just overlapped and glued together. So all you do is fold your card up, lay your belly band down flat, put your card roughly in the middle, and then just loosely fold over the edges. Just loosely. You don't want it to be so tight that the recipient cannot get the belly band off the card. So you kind of push the crease out rather than pushing the crease in. And then you just want to cut off enough so that you've just got that join just goes down the middle. So just that strip down the middle there. So I usually fold it back and then trim off the excess, because I find that's the kind of easiest way for me to do it. So just kind of just fold those bits back, and then I can just snip them off. It doesn't have to be particularly straight either, because it's all going to be hidden behind your die cut piece. So just get rid of those bits. And then just check again that that's going to just overlap a little bit. It doesn't have to overlap loads, just a little bit. And then you want to put a bit of tape or something down the back there so that the belly band will stay in place, and then cover that join using your die cut piece. Just tidy that up a bit. Okay. And then, like I say, don't make it too tight and too close fitting, because you do want it to be able to slide on and off of the card, okay? And then you need to find a die cut image to cover over. Let's just do this one back up again, so you can see how the original one went as well. Okay. And you can choose anything, obviously, from your die cut pack to go over there. I think this time I'm going to go with a tree across the middle there. That does mean I haven't got any stamping, so I'll need to add a sentiment, but I just rather like that, so I'm going to go with that instead this time. And again, just be careful where you put your die cut, your 3D pieces, so that it covers the join, but so that it doesn't stick to the back of the card or anything like that. Definitely a bit fluffy at the top of that card there. I'm going to trim that off, I think.
I've got a bit of fluffy in places.
Yeah, I think we need to change the blade on our trimmer. That's the key. Okay, I'll sort that out later when I get some sharp scissors. So there you go. So that's the third one, and again you can add some bling on top as well. So whatever you've got that you might want to add. Let's have a look. What have I got left over from this year's crafting? Got these cute little ones. Let's add some of these. I think mixture of colours for a change. There we go. You might actually just swap that one. I think that's the wrong colour. Swap that one for that one. So it looks slightly more random. It's not looking quite random enough for me. Got the 5, but the colours aren't quite. There we go. That's fine. That looks a bit better. Happier with that. Happier with that. And there you go. So that's the third card. So I will just stick a sentiment across the front there, I think, that says Happy Christmas or something similar to that. Okay, so we've got one more raffle ticket left. one more raffle ticket, and the raffle prize is for a reel of tape and a block. So some essentials, crafting essentials. Reel of tape and a block. There we go. It is number 693, which is Bernie. I can see from Bernie's pack down there. So well done, Bernie. When you get to watch this, you've won the tape and block. So I will put your number inside there. I'll show you. So you can see I'm not cheating. Look, this is Bernie's pack and her number is, look there, 693. Can you see that on the bottom of the, just about over there? Oh no, can't quite see it. There you go, 693. Okay, so I will put that in your pack, Bernie. Brilliant, okay. So how is everybody doing? Are you doing okay? I'm going to remove this bit of grid paper because it's covered in glue, and just bring those cards back in again so you can see those again, including the one that we didn't make that you can make from any of those frames cards. There we go. That's all the ones that we've done today. And I'll take a photograph of those in a moment so that you can share photos of what you've made as well. So let me just turn around again. There we go. Hello. Oh, bad hair. Hi. Okay, so hopefully you've enjoyed that. I'm quite sure that you've got loads and loads of papers and the die cut pieces and everything left. So as you can see, you'll be able to make lots and lots of more cards or tags, or add extra embellishments to the things that you've already made, 3D pieces, anything and everything really. If you're not sure what to make, then maybe save some of these bits and you can use them during our Christmas party when you'll be making a mystery card out of bits and pieces from your own stash. So you can definitely use these elements in that card that we're going to be making as a mystery stamping card. If you've not yet signed up for the Christmas party, please tell me if you'd like to join in. I would love for you to join me. As I said before, you can join live or you can watch on the replay. If you watch on the replay, the only bit you'll be missing will be the bingo, because we can't do bingo on the replay. We can only do that live, but everything else you can do anyway. It's free, don't forget, so you've lost nothing if you sign up and join in. And yeah, oh, don't forget, if you would like a copy of the catalogues, I have them now already, or I can post them to you later on between Christmas and New Year if you prefer, or you can come and collect from me. Just let me know if you'd like a paper copy, that'd be fine. Or the only other thing that I haven't mentioned is that, well, two things actually that I haven't mentioned. One is that there is a sale starting around about the 3rd of December. It'll be sale from the retiring products from the Christmas catalogue. So if there's something you really want, it's probably worth going online on the 3rd of December. But all the details are in the monthly email that will come out on Sunday, I think, the 1st of December. And the other thing to remind you, of course, is that we are nearly at mini make time. So also in the monthly email, there are a couple of dates when we're going to be doing mini makes. One of the mini makes is going to be that little box there above my finger. That little box fits in perfectly a Terry's chocolate orange, or a candle, or some socks, or a scarf, or some jewellery, or anything and everything you like. But it's a really, really simple box to make. If you're into Christmas markets, if you sell products at Christmas markets, it's a fold flat box. So you could make gallons of them now and then just pop things in them at your next craft market, and they don't take up so much room in your stash or in your boxes. Sally, I'm thinking of you particularly here. But really nice to make, really pretty. Really easy, and made out of A4 paper as well, not made out of 12 by 12, made out of A4 cardstock. So that's one of the mini makes that we're going to be making, but there will be others as always. So look out for your email from me on the 1st of December. Keep an eye on the Facebook page, join in any of the challenges, sign up for the Christmas party. That's it, folks. I will see you at the Christmas party next, I think. So take care for now. Hope you've enjoyed this evening. Bye.